Welcome, age of vintage society. Dick Van Dyke is the quintessential nice guy actor who would become known for his performances in such movie classics as Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, as well as the popular 1960s TV sitcom The Dick Van Dyke Show. He's largely known for his title role in the show, but his body of work extends far beyond his run on prime-time television. What was Dick Van Dyke's biggest secret during his career? Make sure to watch the video until the end and leave your thoughts in the comments. If you are new here, join our wonderful community by subscribing to the Age of Vintage channel. Dick Van Dyke, Hollywood's rubber-faced comedian. Dick Van Dyke is at least a quadruple threat. Dick Van Dyke is an American actor and singer who is best remembered for his roles in Walt Disney's Mary Poppins and The Dick Van Dyke Show. With a career in music, radio, film and TV that spans half a century, he's one of the most beloved legacy figures in Hollywood. So what is left to know about Dick Van Dyke? Dick Van Dyke on paper is about the same as Dick Van Dyke on the screen. Jaunty, breezy, not too dark, not too saccharine. And just like the characters he's played on TV and in the movies, you like having him around. From his entertaining career in the military to the exploits of his live radio marriage, no one can accuse Dick Van Dyke of not living life to the fullest. He was known for his affable charm, comedic timing and loose-limbed physical comedy. The talented and rubber-faced actor, physical comedian, singer and dancer first gained national attention and acclaim in the 1960s for his Tony Award-winning role as Albert Peterson in the original Broadway production and film version of Bye Bye Birdie. From there he became a TV legend, starring for 6 seasons as TV writer and family man Rob Petrie on the classic sitcom The Dick Van Dyke Show. Throw in an indelible performance as a Cockney chimney sweep in Mary Poppins, and Van Dyke's legendary status was sealed. Van Dyke has pedigree. First, his family have been in America for hundreds of years. He can trace his ancestry to Mayflower passenger John Alden. More immediately, he was the older brother of Jerry Van Dyke, who is best remembered for the TV show Coach. Richard Wayne Van Dyke was born on December 13, 1925, West Plains, Missouri. His father, Lauren Wayne Cookie Van Dyke, was a salesman, while his mother, Hazel Victoria, worked as a stenographer. His parents lied to him about his birthday. Just before what Dick Van Dyke thought was his 18th birthday, he became concerned about the draft and the possibility of being forced into the infantry. To control his own fate, he debated joining the Air Force while he was still 17 and ran the idea past his mother. Instead of advice, Van Dyke received a bombshell. "I have something to tell you. You're already 18. Oddly enough, her explanation for lying was yet another lie. She told him that he was premature and that they had changed his birth date to match the original due date. His mother would later confirm the story, and his birthday would be moved from March back to December. Van Dyke grew up in Danville, Illinois, and was introduced to theatre while he was in high school. He studied at Danville High School alongside future entertainers Bobby Short and Donald O'Connor. One of his best friends was a cousin of the future actor Gene Hackman. His mother's family was extremely religious. Because of his religious mother, Van Dyke considered a career in the church as a youth. What changed his mind was a drama class in high school. From then on, he was utterly convinced that his true destiny would be in Hollywood. He left high school in 1944 to join the United States Air Force during World War II. Although at first he was denied enlistment many times, he was eventually accepted in the Army as a radio announcer. He was not recruited as an average soldier, but as an entertainer. Eventually he was transferred to the continental United States as part of the Special Services and entertaining troops. He did this until the end of World War II in 1945. For years, Van Dyke struggled financially and professionally. After the war was over, he continued to work in radio, but for private businesses and stations instead of for the military. He and his first wife, Margie, married on a radio show called Bride and Groom in 1948, in part because the programme paid for the ceremony and gave them a free honeymoon. In the late 1940s and early 50s he worked in radio and television in Atlanta and New Orleans. He landed a 7-year contract with CBS in the early 1950s, but was let go after 3 years. Throughout the 6-decade history of TV, a number of the medium's biggest stars have successfully made the jump to the larger screens and larger paychecks of the movies. But boy, did Hollywood try to make a movie star out of America's favourite Ottoman hater. He starred as the likeable lead in a number of high-concept and not widely remembered comedies and kids' movies that quickly came and went from theatres in the 60s and 70s. I never wanted to be an actor, and to this day I don't. I can't get a handle on it. An actor wants to become someone else. I am a song and dance man, and I enjoy being myself, which is all I can do. Unbeknownst to many, Van Dyke's acting career began with a stint in the theatre, and on Broadway no less. His first Broadway acting gig was in 1959, when Dick Van Dyke performed in the play The Girls Against the Boys. In the next year he performed in the musical Bye Bye Birdie, which would go on to be the most famous theatre act Van Dyke would become involved with. However, he originally auditioned for a small part, having no experience as a dancer. He improvised a soft shoe dance number after his audition song, and good thing he did. The show's director and choreographer happened to be watching. Impressed enough, he immediately offered Van Dyke the lead role. When the actor told the director that he couldn't actually dance, he was merely informed, "We'll teach you." It's a good thing director Gower Champion took a chance on Van Dyke, even though the actor couldn't dance and had next to no experience. For his role in Bye Bye Birdie, he won the 1961 Tony for the Best Featured Actor. Not a bad debut. After his television career began, Dick Van Dyke did not spend much time in the theatre. He did not perform in another Broadway play until 1980, when he had a role in The Music Man. His television career began in the late 1950s. His first on-screen acting was done on The Phil Silvers Show. He also had a guest role on the United States Steel Hour Show. While he did not have much screen time in the 1950s, his career began to pick up in the 1960s. Despite being a relatively unknown actor, he got starring billing in his breakthrough 1961 TV series, The Dick Van Dyke Show. The now classic comedy series was created by Carl Rayner, formerly a writer and performer on Sid Caesar's Your Show of Shows. Van Dyke drew from his own life for the show, which centred around the lives of TV writer Rob Petrie and his wife, Laura, played by Mary Tyler Moore. This talk entertainment show lasted for over 150 episodes until 1966. Some of Van Dyke's other major works in this decade include classic films like Mary Poppins and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He became one of Hollywood's most beloved stars, whom Disney fans best remember as Bert the Chimney Sweep in the Academy Award-winning feature Mary Poppins. Many would agree with former Disney Vice Chairman Roy E. Disney, who once said, "Every time I see Mary Poppins, I'm amazed at how Dick's brilliant performance effortlessly ties this film together. After all, it is Dick who first welcomes us to number 17 Cherry Tree Lane. It is his chalk pavement picture that provides entry into one of the great fantasy sequences of all time, and it is Dick who bids Mary Poppins goodbye at the end of the movie." Walt Disney approached him about playing Bert in Mary Poppins. After reading the script, however, Dick not only wanted to play Bert, but also the fearsome chairman of the bank, who eventually dies laughing. He once recalled, "I saw the part of the old banker and thought, oh, I'd love to be that character too." The 1980s may as well have been called the decade of the made-for-television movie for Van Dyke, who appeared in several of those films, as well as continuing to appear on various television shows, including another variation of his own show, which aired for one season in 1988. Some of the other projects he worked during this decade include Matlock, The Golden Girls, and Found Money. Van Dyke took a more dramatic turn in the 1990s. He starred in the popular crime drama Diagnosis Murder alongside his real-life son, Barry Van Dyke. Debuting in 1993, the series featured Van Dyke as Dr. Mark Sloan, a medical professional who helped the police solve crimes. Thanks to the hordes of professional paparazzi, not to mention just regular people with camera phones, the modern tabloid industry serves as an all-seeing eye of celebrity behaviour. Basically, if a star does something remotely scandalous, the whole world knows about it in 15 minutes' time. This wasn't the case back in the 1960s and 70s, which means stars like Dick Van Dyke could keep his drinking problems secret for years. He quietly suffered from alcoholism. Van Dyke said he got started on alcohol because it's a social lubricant. I was very shy, with strangers. I couldn't talk to people, and I found if I had a drink it would loosen me up. But as is often the case with addiction, the causes went a little deeper. I was an alcoholic for 25 years, which inevitably impacted on my family life. When I went into therapy, I realised I was repeating my father's mistakes. He often came home drunk after lengthy road trips, and my mother threatened to walk out unless he quit, which he did. Van Dyke told Parade in 2013 that he'd been sober for almost 30 years, and that he hopes being open about his struggle has raised awareness about the condition. There's even a rehabilitation facility in Western New York named after the actor, the Dick Van Dyke Treatment Center. By the early 1980s, Van Dyke's marriage was over. It just ran out of gas somehow, he told People magazine. To this day, I don't have a clue why. Between his first and second marriage, Dick Van Dyke had a long romantic relationship with Michelle Triola until 2009. The relationship ended with Triola's death. He later remarried in 2012 to Arlene Silver, who is more than 40 years younger than Van Dyke. If you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new here, and if you want to support my work, please visit my Patreon page. Now it is your turn. What do you think about the life and legacy of Dick Van Dyke? A song and dance man who got his start in radio, Dick Van Dyke made the leap to the big time when he starred in both the Broadway and Hollywood.